Siege on Your Parade on Instagram. They want us to recommend Charlotte. Has anyone seen Charlotte?
I have seen Charlotte, but I've seen it so long ago that I honestly don't remember much about it. Aside from the fact that it's by Key, and they do Clannad and things like that. So if you like that kind of thing, then...
There's like a spider and a pig.
No, Cole, that's a different thing.
Wrong Charlotte, Cole. That's Charlotte's Web. Charlotte's Web.
Oh.
Just
sorry, no, I haven't seen this one. Then.
Yeah, I was talking actually with Anime Bunny about this one, and basically they kind of said, if you want to watch an anime that makes you like just stare at a wall for a while after, if you're into that, like this is a good one. It's in that category, so that's the best I can do. That's the best I can do. I'm probably gonna watch this at some point. It's 12 episods, quick watch.
Yeah,
it's hard to turn
like
down.
I said,
it might be a decent review.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
It's by Key, who did Clannad. So
yes.
Well, if you like Clannad, you might have some kind of affinity for this.
You like getting your heart stomped on?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, boy, do we have the anime for you.
Speaking of stomping on hearts, Platinum End suggested by Cerberus Edits on Instagram. Has anyone seen this one?
I have. That's where you beat Cynthia in the Pokemon League and you become the champion.
No. That's Pokemon Platinum, my friend.
Oh, that's the end of Pokemon
Yes. No, this is the show by the Death Note creator.
Right. Okay. So this one is kind of like a battle royale, where a ton of people that and this is going to sound a bit edgy, so hold on to your butts. Hold on to your butts.
Definitely edgy.
Basically, every person in this death game is someone who wanted to commit suicide for one reason or another.
That was literally the edgiest sentence ever said on this podcast. Every person in this death game wanted to commit suicide at one point or another.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it, don't worry.
And they were all saved by angels of God, and given...
the hits keep coming!
And they're told that if they win this death game, they will become the next god. And yeah. So it's basically a story about the main character, Mirai.
Mirai,
of course. It means future, right?
Yeah, Mirai Takahashi.
That's edgy.
I was just going to say, this is essentially Death Note plus Mirai Nikki.
It's the main character's, honestly, Cole,
and the main character's name is Mirai.
It's literally that. It's basically Death Note meets Mirai Nikki. But instead of future diaries, it's arrows that either kill you or make people fall in love with you.
Oh, okay.
So honestly, sounds like an interesting idea.
Yeah. So like, if you like Death Note or Mirai Nikki or things in that kind of vein, I think you definitely enjoy this. Or if you like the Death Note team, because it's literally them, give this a shot.
Yeah. If you like stuff in that vein, then definitely check this out.
Yeah. I like the manga. I haven't seen the anime, so I don't know how well it holds up, but the story I thought
you haven't seen the anime?
I like the manga.
That's very common in Jay's list.
That's
things like earlier I discovered he hadn't watched 86 season 2, and I was just like betrayed and heartbroken.
Yeah,
he talks about it all the time. But
I haven't seen season 2, but I've read everything that the anime covers, and I went back and I was like, okay, I need to go watch the scene that I'm thinking of, which was basically the ending of season 2. And I was like, yeah, this was done so well.
Very nice scene.
Yeah, very good scene.
Cole, are you ready for the next one? I think you're going to be excited for it.
I'm preparing myself.
Yeah?
I'm quivering with anticipation.
Jay, why don't you tell him what he gets
to
tell
Cole,
about
why is there such a spicy wolf? What's so spicy about this wolf?
Oh, it's Holo Be Spicy. This is a listener submission from Herculean Huggo 23. Did I read that right?
I think it might be Hugo.
I think it's Hugo.
I like Huggo.
I like Huggo too.
Yeah. It's like giving them a hug. And Cole wants to give Holo a hug.
I do want to give Holo a hug. First of all, Spice and Wolf is great because of Holo. But no, genuinely, it is, just looking at it from a story point of view, it's a fun fantasy setting that doesn't necessarily revolve around like spell casting and like battles and stuff. It's kind of more... Listen, this is going to make me sound like the most boring person in the world. A lot of the plot revolves around like trade and like commerce and stuff like that, which is just super unique in anime.
Yeah.
I know that might not be the best sell, but it works. It just works. Also, the romance element between Holo and Lawrence is just very sweet and realistic. Like, they both clearly have very deep affection and feelings for one another, but don't really like take that next step because of, you know, Holo's like an immortal god and Lawrence is a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really enjoy Spice and Wolf. I really like Holo. I really like Lawrence. Yeah, it's nice. I recommend it, definitely. There are still some good action scenes in it as well, and the way the story is told also has a good way of kind of like making you wonder if this is like the end of their journey together often.
Oh, okay.
Like the way the plot kind of will, you know, like the end of the season or whatever, there'll be like the main plot point and it'll make you wonder like, okay, this is like the end of their journey together. And it's very dramatic, and it's always good. And I'm very excited for new Spice and Wolf to be coming soon.
Yeah, there is a new season or new Spice and Wolf project coming up. So
New something.
Somebody
Something. Call the police.
Yeah, call the police.
Yeah, of course someone wants to drive by as I'm recording. Cool.
Yeah.
Happens every
No,
time.
I don't know if it's a new season of Spice and Wolf or if it's like a reboot or what's going on, but I just, I like it. Have either of you seen Spice and Wolf?
Negative. I'm waiting for you to make me review it.
One day. We'll review it soon.
Yeah, Jay's
we will review it
I think
soon.
he muted himself because there's a police officer outside trying to arrest him. So it's nice knowing
For not
you, Jay.
seeing Spice and Wolf.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. We're running long here. We got a recommendation from Instagram here, which I will let you know that I recommended this to them. Just because they posted a thing on their Instagram. This is Olivia Rengoku. And they just said, someone recommend me anime to watch. And I said Food Wars, because it's like a very controversial anime. People either hate it or love it, I feel. Mm-hmm. And
people who hate it are squares.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. I think if you hate Food Wars, if you really are uncomfortable with anything sexual, you know what I mean? If you're like the etchy side of things, this is not going to be for you.
Then it's like, okay,
you
you prude. Like,
yeah. Yeah. But basically, if you're okay with that, this is actually at least the first couple seasons. I've heard it tails off later on, but the first season for sure and the second season are definitely worth watching. It's like just a really good battle shonen, but the battles are cooking is basically the whole plot of the show.
MasterChef, but anime.
Yeah,
is how I would describe it.
And they just amplify absolutely everything to like the nth degree. So it's a lot of fun. It's just it's the definition of fun. The show, I would say, is the easy way to pitch it.
Oh yeah,
I'm bringing back an old favorite from the early days of this podcast and saying full disclosure, I haven't seen Food Wars, but it's definitely one that I want to see. It just looks like a really fun time.
Yeah,
and there's a lot to like discuss in it, you know, like it's just one of those classic anime, like you want to argue about who's best girl, you want to argue about
100%
like the most fun arc in it, like it's
which meal you'd want to try the most.
And the coolest part is someone who's like kind of like a foodie, I would say. Like all the food that they make in this thing and like the cooking techniques they use and stuff are all like legit, and like you could, if you are good at cooking, you can make these things and they will be very tasty.
Yeah, so like for the manga, they consulted an actual chef for all the dishes.
I believe it.
And in the manga, each volume has an actual recipe for one of the dishes in the manga. Yeah.
It's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I think they even
that's really cool.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, you can watch it. Like there's this guy on TikTok, his name, it's slipping my mind. It might be Food Kage Chris or something. And he just straight up, he'll put the anime on the scene and he'll just cook it how they make it in the anime, and then at the end he shows the results, and it honestly is always really good. I really want to try there's one, it's like fried rice with like, he takes like, you know how when you make chicken stock it gets all like those like jello consistency when you put it in the fridge?
I know exactly which dish you're talking about.
You make fried rice and then you like cube up the little pieces of jello chicken stock and you just put that on top and it melts into it, and you have like chicken soupy fried rice. Really good. But anyway, we'll save that for the Food Wars review podcast.
I feel like instead of best boy, best girl, it would just be best dish.
Best dish. Yeah, there's a few. I feel like the potato that's not... gotcha pork roast or whatever. Is like
the gotcha
classic
pork
one.
roast is the one I really want to try. It just
Listen,
looks
we
so
just said
good.
we'd save this.
Yeah, anyway,
we'd
let's go
save
on.
this for the Food Wars
we
review.
continue. Yu Yu Hakusho is submitted by Kratos. Who wants to talk about this one? I'll let Jay. I just talked for a long time.
Yeah, sure. Yu Yu Hakusho, I mean, it's by the Hunter x Hunter creator, so like if you like Hunter x Hunter, you're basically in for a very similar experience. But I mean, like, come on. It's honestly
It's got
Botan, and it's also just like I feel like I prefer Yu Yu Hakusho over Hunter x Hunter, personally.
You know what, Jay? Hot take?
Yo.
I probably do too. Like as a whole, for the whole anime, like Chimera Antark is like goated.
It's very good, but it's so long. Like it just kind of like drags a bit in the middle, but like the highs in Chimera Ant are definitely very good.
Yeah.
But I feel like Yu Yu Hakusho has so much more consistency in it.
It's more solid throughout. And like honestly, the easiest way to recommend this is, do you want to watch the best tournament arc in all of anime? Because it has it. It's the Dark Tournament arc. There's a reason it's considered the best for it is the best.
It's the best, and it basically set the standard for what a tournament arc should be.
Yeah. And this show has the drippiest characters too. Like all the fashion in it's awesome.
Yeah.
Togashi knows what he's doing.
Togashi knows what he's doing, and he always has. He still does. He's really good at what he does. And also, isn't it shorter? The anime?
It's like 110 episodes. It's not that much. Well, I guess that's
that
2/3 the length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you want a good anime in less time, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah. Yep. And speaking of good Anime Bunny wants us to recommend Higurashi When They Cry. Boys, have you seen this one?
I have not, but I know you have. You just watched it.
Jay, you haven't seen it either, I'm guessing?
No, I haven't, but I know you just
horror,
watched
right?
it.
Yeah, I just watched it for Halloween, so this is actually a very timely one. This anime, if you like horror at all, this is probably as close as you're going to get to true, like, horrific, like, the horror genre in anime, I would say. Like, it's got the body horror, it's got, like, suspense horror, it's got pretty much everything you want, and it's, like, a little paranormal, and it's, like, a mystery that you're trying to figure out the whole time. If you like any of those things, like, this show will be for you. The only thing that could throw people off is it has, like, that classic, like, chibi style kind of cute looking characters where everything looks very cute and then it turns very not cute in a hurry when, like, things like the fingernail ripping scene and there's just, like, really, really gory stuff in this show.
So what you're saying is if you like Made in Abyss, you'll like this.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad take, honestly. But this is more, Made in Abyss is like more of an adventure, whereas this is more of like, I want to say a murder mystery, but that's not right. But it's just, it's like a mystery, a horror mystery is really the easiest way to sum it up. And I've only watched the first season. I haven't watched the second season, but I've heard the second season kind of, the first season you're not left with a lot of answers for the most part. And I hear the second season is the one that answers all the questions that they set up in the first season.
Yeah. Or go read the visual novel. That's also available on Steam. So
that is also available on Steam. Who wants to take this next one?
Next one, sure. Cole.
Sure, I'll take it. Cole, take it away. From Shazana. I've heard of her.
Podcast villain.
It's Death Parade. Has been seen by you two. Right?
That's why I was laughing when Jay said,
both of you?
Cole, take it. Yeah, I've seen this one.
Cole, the one who hasn't seen it, take it. Convince me. Convince me to watch this.
Okay, Cole, here's the thing.
I'm listening.
So basically the premise of the show is these people are in basically limbo, and they have to play a game to determine whether they go to heaven or hell.
Oh, that sounds scary. I don't want to. That sounds.
But like, it's
scary.
not really scary. It's more kind of like
it takes place in purgatory, basically.
Yeah.
Which is like, and purgatory is basically the set as like a bar that people come into.
Mm-hmm. And so like they play like bar games, like poker or darts or pool or things like that.
It helps them resolve whatever issues they had when they died. Kind of is the idea. It's a really deep show that is only 12. It's only 12 episodes long too.
This would also be a very good review for us.
Yeah, I agree. I think we'll review this one at some point. This show, honestly, I think it's in my top 10 or 20 anime of all time. So like it is definitely worth watching, and it's just a wild ride too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have intentions of watching this. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Very surprised.
So maybe
that
force
you
me to
haven't
watch
watched
it.
Yeah.
Also, the
maybe you guys can
OP
force
is an
me to.
absolute bop.
Yeah.
I know
I
the
was
OP
just gonna
is a
say
bop.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wires by Bradio. Yeah.
I know the OP is a bop.
Another OP that's an absolute bop. Spiral_girl wants us to recommend Oran High School Host Club. Cole, I know you've seen this one.
I want.
It's
all right.
finally my turn.
It's finally your turn.
Recommend this to me, guys, because I haven't seen it.
It's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's
the
so
comedy is so good. Don't let the shoujo tag scare you. I mean, it is shoujo.
It is
But
shoujo,
it's
but
not like it doesn't scream shoujo.
Yeah.
It's shoujo in the sense that the main character is female and it's a reverse harem, I guess, kind of.
Kind of.
But like, yeah, the comedy in it is just so good, and all the characters are just kind of wacky and zany. Like they all have their cutout space that they occupy. Like,
Yeah.
one is like just the dumb hot guy. One is like the cool calculating dude. One is like the baby.
They're all like tropes, but the tropes make sense because of the setting, right?
Mhm.
And because it's like a host club where they recruited them to be those tropes, and it's just funny the way they interact, right? Like the little cute guy has a big muscular like silent bodyguard type guy, and I don't know, it's just funny.
Remember that Studio Shaft anime that came out a few seasons ago, Jay?
Which one? Pretty Boy Detective Club?
Pretty Boy Detective Club. It's basically that, but funnier and honestly better.
Just better in general. Yeah.
Hmm.
And of course, Haruhi is great. And this one has a great dub as well, if you're a fan of dubs. And I don't know anyone who's watched this one subbed, to be honest with you. So
Me.
did you?
The sub is great. Yeah, the sub's
both
great.
of them are great.
So
yeah, go ahead.
I have a question for you. Do you guys want to kiss, fall in love?
With this show, yes.
Yes, this
Yes.
show. I should specify.
Yes, with the show, yes, indeed. Yeah, I don't know, it's great. Just quick poll, Cole, best boy? Because best girls is only the one that really.
The main guy, I guess.
Which one? Tamaki?
I can't remember their names.
Blonde guy.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, he's great. I agree.
Mike?
Oh,
Do you agree?
That I agree. Yeah, I say that. I said
okay.
that. I agree. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we got one that Jay's going to recommend to Spiral Girl as well. Welcome
Yes.
to Demon School, Iruma-kun.
Okay. I'm gonna recommend this to her, but I'm also gonna recommend this to both of you because honestly, the show's so wholesome and so good, and more people need to watch it. It's basically like it's a high school comedy, but it also like doesn't really have action in it, but like it has like magic in it, so like it's kind of a magic school, but not really. Basically it's like a human has infiltrated this demon school, and he has to pretend that he's a demon so they don't hurt him, and he's like the biggest cinnamon roll.
Okay, so like, it's funny then?
It's funny. Yeah, it's more of like a comedy slice of life kind of thing.
You're describing a horror, Jay.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like
No, it's a comedy. Like I said, it's very wholesome.
Oh, okay.
So like they don't like all the demons are like humanoid people, so like they're not actually like terrifying or anything. But it would cause a lot of problems for him if they found out he was human. So
Because they would kill him.
because they'd kill him and drink his blood.
yeah, but it's more played for laughs than for spookums.
I do like the spookums though.
Spoopums.
Yeah.
but it's not
spookum.
it's not spookums, and also it's got great characters. Iruma's
great
just
characters.
like a good cinnamon roll. It's got a good it's got romance in there if you like romance stuff. A Mary Best Girl, voiced by Sarah Jaime, and I like her.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
Oh, Mike, you got to put her in now.
Oh, I already did. You don't have to tell me. I already did.
Put her in
the
again.
YouTube video. Okay, there she is.
Yeah. And
Well-
here's Kana Hanazawa.
Oh, there she is.
Oh,
Yep.
there
Thanks,
she
Cole,
is.
for making more work for me for the YouTube video.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I'm cursing your name right now as I'm editing it. Speaking of curses, The next one we have up is
Ooh.
Berserk 1997 from TikTok user Kuga. I think there's a problem with this one, though.
Oh.
I don't think any of
When
us
that
have
would
seen
be?
this one.
I have not.
I have not either.
Jay?
What's Berserk?
Berserk is
An anime
crazy.
from 1997.
I've seen, like, of course, clips of this one. The animation in it looks, it's got that vintage 90s anime
It's
vibe
better
to it.
than the 2016 one.
Yeah. This is a tough one for me to recommend, though, because I haven't seen it.
We're gonna disappoint Kuga on this one. We haven't seen it. If you like I'll just say, if you like Berserk and you want to see it animated, this is the best version of that, as far as I can tell. So
If you want to watch the Berserk anime, you should watch this.
yeah. Well, I mean, like, if you've read the manga or you just kind of want to see what it's all about, I think this is your best option.
You know what? The golden whatever arc is not bad. Like,
Yeah.
I'll defend that one. It's the other one that's not good.
I was just more saying, like, this is like the consensus choice. If you want to see Berserk
Yes.
in animated form, this is the one people say to watch. And it's nice, and it's self animation, the old school. It's got that retro vibe, like I think Jay said.
Yeah.